she was okay to take and go in his world and decide, nope, I'm not going to play any Barbies, not going to do any girl things, I'll do all boy things because that's what he loves. That's what he does. And, you know, so I can see that freak of, oh my God.
I remember my friend said that when, with her husband, when their daughter hit teenage and wore a bikini by the pool, he about flipped the hell out because he didn't know. He's like, oh, whoa, that's my daughter. You know?
Yeah, you want to cover her up, you
Exactly.
don't know what to do.
And then once you realize, hey, that's an attractive...
Yuck. Run away.
Exactly. I mean, it's awkward.
So I gave birth, okay, so I was supposed to have 2 boys, according to people, and I never had...
People. Are those corporate? Sorry.
It could have been doctors and other people around. Oh, you're carrying so low, blah, 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 whatever.
Wives' tales.
You know, and I did not go for, you know, the ultrasound. I wanted a surprise. And so the second one was supposed to be, oh yeah, you're just like the first. Well, no.
Not quite.
It came out a girl.
Not by a long shot. Yep.
And my husband goes, what am I supposed to do with her? Because
It's broke!
Because he's like, there's a part of him that says, I've never really, I don't know what to do with a girl. You know, I said, you love her and you play with her and she wants to do dolly things. You know, if a
And
2-year-old...
you hand it to mom if she wants to do dolly things, right.
Oh, if a 2-year-old asks a big bully to answer the phone, a play telephone, you answer it.
Yeah, exactly.
No, he had no hair, so she couldn't put curlers or anything in it. You know, he was sleeping one time. She put makeup on him. I wish we took pictures of that. It wasn't much. She wiped it off. I tattled. Oops.
She put makeup on me while I was sleeping?
Yeah, but it wasn't much.
Really? Oh boy.
She wiped it off. It wasn't much. You know, one little eyelid and make a lip and.
So, Octarine, he says that there was some, I'm seeing a teddy bear that was supposed to be like this really special gift, and he just didn't know how to express that love, and that there was like some special gift, and it's almost like if he could write to you, he would, because there's so much left unsaid that he wanted to say.
Now, I don't know why, but I see a tall man, well, a thin man. I don't know if he's tall, but he has a hat, like a black outfit, a suit, and he had like a briefcase. And it's like he had to go off to do a sales job, or he had to go off to war with the sales thing. I mean, I really feel like he left home, and I don't know if he was a hands-on dad, if he was even there, but I just feel like he left. I don't know if he came back later in your life, but it just feels like, I don't know if I'm tapping into you or what it is, but there's this picture, and he's like, goodbye, and then he walks out of your life to some degree, and it could, even if he's physically there, you can still feel when somebody emotionally lets go. I'm watching him walk away, and it had something to do with the train tracks. It's like a certain era of time where there was no work, so he would have to jump on a train, go somewhere else to take a job. I don't know if that has anything to do with you or if this is a reference of something else that's coming through, but the pictures are still strong. And now he's gone off on the train. But then it also looks like he got hit by the train, so I can't tell the difference because it blends. It blends. And all I keep seeing is the blending part.
She says he was always gone sales jobs or truck driving.
Okay. Yeah, so it's always a blur, always this part of the blur. I mean, you keep seeing the same thing over. I got to figure out what that is. It's something to do with once he gets onto the train or whatever it is. It's going so mighty fast. Now I got to ask: is it the direction it's going in? No.
Oh. Something in the pit of his stomach is he didn't. There's regret.
Oh, there's like a bully. Okay, so the train is like a bullet train. It's always going fast. He said he had a lot of wounded pride. He wasn't proud of what he said sometimes or what he'd done. He feels his tenacity to be mean. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure that there's like a hot bowl of soup. He has a good memory. He has like one good memory of being funny with you, but that was so, I all I see is a picture of him leaning down. I don't know if it's a bowl of soup or if it was hot water where you had to steam your throat. But his face is like near the bowl. He's looking up at your little eyes, and he's smiling. And it was that smile that you gave him, or the smile he gave you, that just allowed you guys to bond, but not bond. I don't know how else to say it. So anyway, there is unfinished business from what I'm hearing, and the unfinished business is that you have to heal the bully, the authority that seems to bully. The authority seems to bully you, because one of the responses that you came up with was that you had to be dominant and fight back. Not everybody has to be the enemy. Oh, you just doinked me. You hit me on the head. Meaning, oh, yeah, it's something I would say. I always say heal the enemy, because what if we have somebody in our mind that's the enemy, then we'll see the enemy anywhere. If we designate somebody to have to be the enemy, then we have to understand that our energy is that we have to fight, and we have to stay in the fight, flight, freeze, and you always got to find an enemy to stay safe. And he's saying, yes. Okay, it's funny. I see a wreath, a Christmas wreath, but yet I smell something else.
Pine?
I don't smell pine. I wanted to say it reminded me of some Christmas smell, but then I wanted to say roses.
Cinnamon.
Yes. Yeah. Strange enough, which then propels me that when you take cinnamon and grape leaves and put it on a pitcher and you bless it, what will happen is it will clear off the negative energy, the negative thought forms, and negative stuff. With the intention of a prayer, you can actually clear a person. You can use a spit sample, a pitcher. And why am I telling you this secret? Because he's apparently trying to tell me that you have a certain pitcher that needs to be cleared, and he's given you the secret. Well, it's how I use it. It's what I use. You put them in the basket to contain if they have goobers, which I call entities. Then it's contained until you can literally just go through and heal and change the frequencies. So, do you have a specific picture is what I'm curious about, I guess. Okay.
Yes, everything is good on that end.
And she does have a photo.
Great.
That is the photo.
Yep.
It can be really any photo, because like one of the things that I've learned throughout my life was it doesn't matter what age it is, that soul signature will still carry the goobers of any time period. So
Interesting.
it is. So you use your intention, you use the picture or a spit sample or any of that stuff, and you then can do all that. And yeah, I will message you. Okay, well, you said there was another question?
There is a question from someone that says, did my guy stand me up tonight, or did his car break down?
Well, that is an interesting thing, because as the transition happens, it is what I call the many variables above your head. It's bringing in the illusion, and even if he did break down, the question is, what dimension are you going to line up to? So if you end up lining up with that certain dimension of the story you need to play out, then it'll find out. That's why we can't really answer, or well, I can't. So we're going to find out, did she get stand up?
Stood up.
Stood up. I will say, did she get stood up?
Or
I
did
barely
his
got two
car
grammar,
really break
please.
down, but doesn't he have a friend that has a vehicle?
Well, look at this, metamorphosis. So she's in the process of change, or he's in the process of change. Now we're going to find out who. And you better draw your card. Did he stood her up, stand her, whatever?
Did
No.
he stand her up? Was she stood up?
Was she stood up? I got no on her part. Now from his angle, did he stood her up? No.
Stand her up.
Stand her. Good God. This is past worry and fear. I feel like there's another story, but hard to explain. It's hard to explain. What does that mean? It's a prideful thing. You know? Maybe he was having issues that he can't talk about.
There's one right there.
Wealth issue. Oh, Scotty drew the wealth card. Is that what it says, or rats?
Yeah, well, if I'm trying to see what number it was, it's glaring.
Oh, 34.
Yes.
What'd you get, Jen, before you read?
That it's important to remember to love yourself first, and in that state of innocence, when you're able to do that, that state of innocence needs to be shifted, because the filter of not seeing the true love is in place. So it's like she's seeing this happen through that filter.
Right, and we're going to look more at why she's projecting it. But Scotty, based on the fact
the
about
World
him,
card. This is a marker of abundance and success, and the achievement of a goal. It can refer to real riches and tangible results, such as money or possessions, but it is also important to a time of emotional satisfaction. It's always a reminder that all things can be attained. Know that wealth includes sharing, for this card is also a reminder to give something away to help another, be it money, time, or anything of value. Sharing will always ensure the flow of wealth. This marker is a very fortunate omen.
okay, so he's in his state, something abundantly is happening to him. Why you're projecting this moment of separation where you're not lining up with what's really happening is that you're supposed to do a movement. So she's projected this to happen, and there's a movement that's got to occur.
Is it the lens of, it's like when we see things through our worst fears, or that
Yes.
you kind of expect that, and that's why she can't see that true love, regardless of what is going on his end, that,
Yes.
that it's like, oh my gosh.
Yes, and this seems old, and that there's a part of your soul that says it wants to get it gone. Interesting words. There's an issue of awkwardness and trust. So, so you have to understand that when there's a particular thing, do you hear bells?
Yes.
Heard of Bill.
Okay, when you hear particular, oh, that one. Oh, so we have someone present in the room here.
The wind
So,
chimes are blowing.
You have to
Right,
remember,
right.
you will project your story onto other people. I had to project my husband to be like my father one day, and I had to heal it out. Jen projects me sometimes that I'm her mother. Good God, heal that out. You don't realize, but the people, these humans and souls that are in front of you have to help play out stories that is already pre-recorded and written, and that's why when something is futurely happening in the now and you haven't quite got circumstances, it has a choice. And it's your choice whether you want to believe in certain illusions, or your choice about how you want to line up to what you think. And so Scotty had his worst fear play out, and I'm thinking, stop that. And literally there's all of these different things. When you bought me the deck of cards.
Yes, remind me, yes.
And the idea is that I was giving myself I didn't even do a reading, and the next thing you know, I'm flipping the cards, and it was, I wondered why I was getting those strange cards. It was you over there in the corner. Oh my God, it tells her to leave her husband. It tells her to let him go. And I'm
Not
like,
true love.
me and Jen are watching this, and I realized it was his projection that he had to see this. And we're like, no, wait. He had already took off, and then when he come back, it says, let's do a real reading. And it didn't say any of those things. So, you have to be careful when your thoughts start to go run wild and run amok. Okay? And if it is running wild and running amok with fear, it is your soul saying, please tap this out because you're losing power to it. And it's how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right, and she needs the ability to be able to exercise,
Or express herself.
Express herself.
Yes.
Okay, so I asked, is that a worse fear, being abandoned or left? And she said yes. Because I explained, because she said she was confused, so I said, you're seeing that he is standing you up, even though it could be something innocent on his end. Is that a worse fear of being abandoned or left? And she said yes.
Good. Now we have to find out why out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chimes, only one is dinging. Out of all the chimes, only one is ring-a-ding-dinging. And this is for her, by the way. Honey, it's not the fan doing it. It's not the fan doing it.
Somebody's sitting there going, dinka 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 dinka.